Welcome to Knowledge Nuggets. Did you know that the average American family loses over $10,000 every year to hidden taxes and fees? That's like flushing a whole stack of Benjamins down the drain. It makes you wonder, where is all that money really going? Well, today we're diving deep into the world of sneaky state taxes and fees. And let me tell you, some states are way worse than others. We're talking about the top 10 US states that will rob you blind with their outrageous costs. Get ready to be shocked, because we're about to expose the truth about where your hard-earned cash is really going. We're kicking things off in the Golden State, California, home to Hollywood glamour and some of the highest taxes in the nation. If you're thinking about chasing your dreams in California, be prepared to empty your pockets. First up, we've got the state income tax, and let me tell you, it's a doozy. Depending on how much you earn, you could be shelling out close to 13% of your income to the state of California. Ouch! And if you thought that was bad, wait till you hear about the sales tax. California boasts one of the highest sales tax rates in the US, with a whopping 7.25% statewide rate. But hold on, it gets even worse. Many cities and counties tack on their own local sales taxes, which means you could be paying over 10% on everyday purchases. And don't even get me started on property taxes. Californians pay an average effective property tax rate of 0.76%, which might not sound too bad, but when you consider the sky-high property values, it adds up to a hefty chunk of change. Let's be real. Living that California dream comes at a price, and unfortunately, that price is your hard-earned money. Next up, we're heading to the East Coast, to the city that never sleeps, New York City. But with its high taxes, you might be too busy working extra shifts to actually enjoy the city's vibrant nightlife. New York State has a progressive income tax system, which means the more you earn, the more they take. We're talking rates as high as 8.82% for top earners. And if you're lucky enough to live in New York City, get ready to fork over even more cash, because the city has its own income tax on top of the state's. But wait. There's more. New York City also has a hefty sales tax of 8.875%, one of the highest in the country. So whether you're shopping for designer clothes on Fifth Avenue or just grabbing a bagel from a street vendor, you're gonna feel the pinch. And let's not forget about the cost of living in general. From rent to groceries to transportation, everything in New York City costs an arm and a leg. So, unless you've got a trust fund or a winning lottery ticket, be prepared to work your tail off just to make ends meet in the Big Apple. Hold on to your wallets, folks, because we're about to enter the land of sky-high property taxes. New Jersey. If you're dreaming of owning a home in the Garden State, you better start saving now, because the property taxes will make your head spin. New Jersey has the unfortunate distinction of having the highest average property tax rate in the nation, at a whopping 2.44%. That means, if you own a $300,000 home, you're looking at over $7,000 in property taxes every single year. And it's not just property taxes that will drain your bank account. New Jersey also has a progressive income tax, with rates ranging from 1.4% to 10.75%. So, not only are you paying an arm and a leg to live there, but you're also giving a huge chunk of your income to the state. To add insult to injury, New Jersey also has a sales tax of 6.625%. It might not be as high as California or New York, but it's still going to put a dent in your budget. So, if you're thinking about moving to New Jersey, be prepared to open up your wallet and say goodbye to your hard-earned cash. The land of Lincoln? More like the land of emptying your wallet. Next up, we're heading to the Midwest, where the state of Illinois is waiting to hit residents with a double whammy of high property taxes and state income taxes. Illinois has the second highest property taxes in the nation, with an average effective rate of 2.22%. That's right. You could be paying more than $6,000 in property taxes each year on a $300,000 home. And as if that wasn't bad enough, Illinois also has a flat income tax rate of 4.95%. That means no matter how much or how little you earn, the state is taking almost 5% of your income. But wait, there's more. Illinois also has a pretty hefty sales tax, with a combined state and local rate averaging around 8.81%. So whether you're shopping for groceries, clothes, or a new car, you're going to be paying a premium in the land of Lincoln. Connecticut, the nutmeg state? More like the crack open your wallet state. Don't let the charming New England scenery fool you. Connecticut has some serious financial baggage in the form of high property taxes and state income taxes. Connecticut has the third highest property taxes in the US, with an average effective rate of 1.93%. That means if you're lucky enough to own a home in this state, you're looking at paying thousands of dollars in property taxes every year. And if you thought the property taxes were bad, just wait till you hear about the state income tax. Connecticut has a progressive income tax system with rates ranging from 3% to 6.99%. So, not only are you paying an arm and a leg to live there, but you're also giving a significant portion of your income to the state. But it's not all doom and gloom in Connecticut. They do have a relatively low sales tax rate of 6.35%. But hey, every little bit helps, right? Massachusetts. The Bay State or the empty? Your Bay State. Massachusetts, the birthplace of the American Revolution and home to some of the best universities in the world. But all that history and prestige comes at a price, and that price is your hard-earned money. Massachusetts has a flat income tax rate of 5%, which means everyone, regardless of their income, pays the same percentage. While this might seem fair on the surface, it can be tough for low-income earners who are already struggling to make ends meet. And let's not forget about the cost of living in general. Massachusetts is one of the most expensive states in the US, with housing costs, in particular, being through the roof. So, unless you're raking in the big bucks, be prepared to live frugally. But it's not all bad news. Massachusetts does have a relatively low sales tax rate of 6.25%. But hey, when you're paying an arm and a leg for everything else, a slightly lower sales tax is just a drop in the bucket. Maryland. The old line state, or the take your bottom line state. We're heading back down south to Maryland, a state with a rich history and, you guessed it, high taxes. Maryland has a progressive income tax system with rates ranging from 2% to 5.75%. So the more you earn, the more you'll pay in state income taxes. And don't even get me started on the property taxes. Maryland has the 9th highest property taxes in the nation, with an average effective rate of 1.09%. That might not sound too bad compared to some of the other states on this list, but it's still going to put a dent in your budget. But it's not all doom and gloom in Maryland. They do have a relatively low sales tax rate of 6%. But hey, every little bit helps, right? Next up, we're traveling to the Pacific Northwest, where the state of Oregon is known for its stunning natural beauty and, you guessed it, high taxes. Oregon has one of the highest income tax rates in the nation, with a top marginal rate of 9.9%. That means if you're a high earner, you're giving close to 10% of your income to the state. And the hits just keep on coming. Oregon also has a pretty hefty property tax burden, with an average effective rate of 0.92%. That might not seem too bad compared to some of the other states on this list, but it's still going to eat into your budget. But it's not all bad news in Oregon. They don't have a sales tax, which is a huge plus. So at least you can enjoy some tax-free shopping while you're there. Hold on to your wallets, folks, because we're heading to the land of 10,000 lakes, where the taxes are just as plentiful as the bodies of water. Minnesota has a progressive income tax system with rates ranging from 5.35% to 9.85%, which means the more you earn, the more the state takes. And if you thought the income taxes were bad, just wait till you hear about the property taxes. Minnesota has the 12th highest property taxes in the nation, with an average effective rate of 1.04%. But it's not all doom and gloom in Minnesota. They do have a relatively low sales tax rate of 6.875%. But hey, when you're paying an arm and a leg for everything else, a slightly lower sales tax is just a drop in the bucket. We're wrapping up our tour of the most expensive states in the US in Vermont, a state known for its stunning natural beauty and, you guessed it, high taxes. Vermont has a progressive income tax system with rates ranging from 3.35% to 8.75%. So the more you earn, the more you'll pay in state income taxes. And don't even get me started on the property taxes. Vermont has the 5th highest property taxes in the nation, with an average effective rate of 1.9%. But it's not all bad news in Vermont. They do have a relatively low sales tax rate of 6%. But hey, every little bit helps, right? So, there you have it. The top 10 US states that will rob you blind with their hidden taxes and fees. From sky-high property taxes to hefty income tax rates, these states are notorious for taking a big chunk of your hard-earned money. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't move to these states. They all have their own unique charm and appeal. But it's important to be aware of the financial implications before you pack your bags and head for the border. Make sure you factor in the cost of taxes and fees when you're comparing salaries and housing costs. What do you think? Have you ever lived in or visited any of these states? Share your experiences in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more interesting content. Thanks for watching.